guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video. I am finally coming back to share my final thoughts with you on all the products that I picked up during my Sephora Vib sale. So it's going to be kind of like a re-haul speed review style video. I will also be reviewing some of the products that I hauled during my Ulta haul, which happened in April as well. So I have a lot of products here to review for you guys today. So if you are interested, stay tuned for us. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content or just chit-chatting about makeup, I'd love if you'd consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. All right, I scooted back a little bit so you can see more than just my ties and see that I am indeed wearing a shirt. All right, you guys, I have what feels like so many products in front of me. If you missed my Sephora haul or my Ulta haul and you're interested in watching that, I'll leave them both linked down below. But I have tons of new products that I have been testing, and the first few months of the year I was really good about not bringing in a lot of makeup, so it was really fun to play around with some new products because I really haven't played around with a lot of new stuff yet this year. There's a lot that I like, but there's also some things that I dislike as well. So I'm just gonna kick it off by starting with these two products because these were both a repurchase for me, and normally I wouldn't review them, but I have to give these a shout out because these are my two go-to products for the summertime. I forgot to grab my Drunk Elephant Bronzy drops to go alongside because those are like my trifecta of base products, perfect base products for the summer. So I have the Herborian CC cream. I have mine in the shade Claire, and I absolutely love this product. This is the perfect no makeup product. This is the type of product that when it comes out onto your hands or your face or whatever it might be, it is white, and then as you mix it in, it turns the shade that you purchased the product in. Love this product. It is the most natural looking product I think I have ever used when it comes to a CC cream. This is my go-to if I am running late for work but still want to even my complexion out. I love this in the summertime if I'm not planning to do a full face of makeup but still, again, want something to even out my complexion. And it's just the perfect product. And then the Tula Filter Primer Blurring Moisturizer. I think this now comes in a number of shades. I could be wrong about that. I have mine, maybe it doesn't. Well, I think it does. I have mine, yes, because I have mine in the shade Sunrise. It says for medium skin tones. I don't even know if I meant to purchase this in the shade Sunrise when I purchased it, but I do think they have expanded the range of shades that this primer comes in. And unlike other primers, this actually does have a tint to it, and it almost acts like a blurring face filter, and I just absolutely love it for that. I also do feel like it has a bit of a tack to it, which I can appreciate in a primer. In terms of actually priming the skin, that's not why I use this product. This is another one if I am running out the door and just want to even my complexion out. This is something that I'm often reaching for, and I really like to mix this with my Drunk Elephant Bronzy drops because oftentimes I'm self-tanning and my face does not match my body, so I like to mix the two together to create my own custom shade, which, by the way, I am currently in the process of self-tanning. So if I'm changing colors throughout the video, that is why. Okay, I will also just quickly share, there's a couple. How do I want to do this? My sister also gave me a few products, most of which can be purchased at Sephora, so I'll kind of save those for throughout the video. But there is one product that's not available at Sephora, but you can pick this up at Ulta. It's the Ritual de Fille. I don't know how to pronounce that. It is their Rare Light Cream Highlighter. I have mine in the shade Moon Pillar. This is a really interesting product. I would not say this is my favorite highlight by any means. It is almost like a thick moussey texture, and you need the tiniest amount of product in order for this to give you a beautiful highlight. My favorite way to use this is to apply this before I put my foundation on, although I can use it either way, or I do like this on its own. The shade that I have, Moon Pillar, is more of this like lavender iridescent shade, so it's very, very brightening. However, on its own, sometimes it can look a little bit too lavender. That's why I just like to put it underneath my foundation. I find I get this really beautiful lit from within sort of a glow on top of foundation, or like if I'm not putting any foundation on but using this, I just feel like it is very, very intense, and definitely something more intense that I'm typically than I'm typically reaching for. I'll be curious to see how like long this lasts before it starts to go bad, just because it is a very interesting texture. It almost kind of reminds me of the Maybelline Dream Mousse foundation. It is just this very interesting moussey texture. I like it. I kind of wish I had the pink shade just because I love a pink highlight. While it is a really moussey texture to begin, it definitely does dry down and set down. This is not something I feel like stays sticky on your skin, so I do really appreciate it for that. It is definitely on the pricier side, but if you like a cream highlight, I think that this could be a really good option, especially if you are liking something that is more glowy or can give a lip from within if you're doing like an underpainting technique. It's a very interesting product, but I'm really happy with it so far. So I would say if you've had your eye on that, I would recommend that product. Okay, I just have a few other products that you can't get at Sephora. I have the NYX Fat Lip Oil. I purchased 2 shades in this. I wish I had only purchased 1 shade. To me, this is not a lip oil. It's kind of like a sticky gloss. It's fine, but if you are looking for something that is really gonna have that lip oil type of consistency, that is, in my opinion, not what you're gonna get from this. I really could take or leave this product. It's not something I'll repurchase when I finish the 2 that I do have, and I really could have honestly done without it. Actually, sitting in front of me is a lip gloss that I like more, and it's from NYX. It's the This Is Juice Gloss, and this has more of a thin consistency than this Fat Lip Oil. I wouldn't say this is similar to a lip oil either, but this definitely has a thinner consistency than this one. So if you are looking to purchase a gloss from NYX, I would recommend the This Is Juice Gloss. I really enjoyed this one. And then I don't know if you can get this at Sephora. I think you can, but I purchased mine from Ulta. It's the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. I have mine in the shade Poppy, which actually I could pop a little bit on top of what I have on my lips today. It is a really beautiful kind of peachy shade. It definitely does have a bit of that minty sensation, that plumping effect, but nothing that's going to be painful on the lips. It is a little bit stickier and a little bit more of a thicker consistency, which I think could be quite irritating to some people. I don't mind it, but I also don't feel like it's something that I'll purchase another one. Like, once this is done, it'll be done. I definitely prefer the Lawless Forget the Filler if I'm looking for something for a lip plumping effect. And while I do think this is pretty, I just don't feel like it is turning into a favorite or a staple that I will head out to repurchase when this is complete. Okay, and then I think the rest of the products are available at Sephora. Majority of these are things that I purchased during the Sephora sale. A couple of products my sister gave to me, and then actually this one from Merit they sent to me, and I've had this for a while. I don't think I've reviewed it on my channel yet, and if I have, I apologize. But this is the Signature Lip in the shade Baby. This is a really nice formula, you guys, and I love this shade. It reminds me quite a bit of Tarte Rum Punch, which was my favorite lipstick shade of all time. You can't get it anymore, which makes me so sad. But actually, this Merit lipstick formula reminds me quite a bit of the Tarte lip formula in that it's more of a satin finish rather than a matte, and it's really comfortable on the lips. I was not a huge fan of the Merit lip oils, so I really went into this thinking that I really probably wasn't gonna like this product, but I really enjoy this. It has really luxe packaging. It's heavier than I expected. I really actually like the packaging of this as well, and I'm really happy with this. I don't think I'm gonna run out and purchase a bunch of other Merit lipsticks, but I'm really happy to have this in my collection, especially considering, to me, this reminds me so much of Tarte Rum Punch. It's a beautiful shade, right on my alley when it comes to the perfect nude that I'm looking for, and I'm super happy with this one. A couple other products that my sister gave to me, she gave me her Rose Inc Lip and Cheek Color in the shade Camilla. This is a really beautiful formula. It is really sticky feeling when you like apply it, but it does set down, and I think this is a really beautiful dusty mauve shade that I'll get a ton of use out of in the fall time. Not as much my shade this time of year, but I really enjoy this formula. I really have enjoyed all Rose Inc products that I've tried, with the exception of, my sister did give me their tinted foundation style of product where it has like the balls that burst. I was not a fan of that. I decided not to keep that. But aside from that, I've loved everything that I've tried from Rose Inc. I do like to point out they are clean beauty, and I do notice specifically with my bronzer and highlighter, the formula dries out quite quickly. So just something to note, especially if you have a larger makeup collection, it might not be the best fit for your makeup collection, but I do have a large collection. I'm still gonna keep this. I've really enjoyed it. And if I didn't have such a large blush collection, I would be interested in picking up potentially a summer shade in this, but I don't need one, so I'm not going to. And then my sister also gave me the NARS Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I actually really like this. It has a doe foot wand, which I can appreciate, and I find that the formula is nice and sticky and tacky and smudge proof, like the name would imply, and I'm really happy to have this. And then she also gave me this Tatcha powder, which I will not be keeping. You would notice that I didn't haul this in my most recent makeup rehab update because I tried this a few times and I was like, nope, not bringing this into my collection. This is just really heavy. It is a little bit deeper than my skin tone, so I also feel like on top of it being heavy, it's a little bit darker, so underneath my eyes, it just made my under eyes look so heavy, and I just wasn't a fan of this powder. Way too heavy in my opinion. It's also a loose powder. I prefer pressed powder these days, so this I can't recommend, and I will not be keeping that in my collection. I did pick up 2 primers during the Sephora sale. I picked up the Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firm No Filter Primer. I like this. It definitely does, like, you can feel this firming or tightening your skin. I don't think it's gonna cause like long-term results of like actually firming your skin, but it definitely creates a tightness that you can feel, and it does smooth the skin. The one complaint I have, and it is a big complaint with this one, is that my skin has to be prepped in exactly the right way, because this will pill, and it will pill like crazy depending on what is left on my face. So I don't think this is something that I will be repurchasing in the future. It is a more expensive product, and while I do like that it does smooth my skin and tighten my face, if I want something that's gonna smooth out my skin, I would just rather use the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer because I don't have the pilling issues with it. So definitely something to note. I don't really feel like I could recommend this product just because it does pill so badly, and it can be quite a frustrating product to use. But if you're curious about it, those are my thoughts. And then I also picked up the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Glow Serum. This is really beautiful. This feels just almost like you're applying like a hydrating oil to your skin. It has a really beautiful kind of golden glow to it, and I really enjoy this. I don't always feel the need to have a hydrating primer in my collection. I do like a hydrating primer, but I like my primer to also feel like it's gripping or pore filling or whatever it might be, which I don't feel like this has a grip like the LYS gripping serum primer by any means, but I do feel like it gets a bit tacky, and I just love the way that this makes my face feel when I put this on. So I'm a huge fan of this. I don't think I'm going to use this a ton this summer. I do have my e.l.f. primers that I'm trying to get through, and those are super gripping, which are perfect for me for the summer. But when we get into the fall winter, I will absolutely be using this so frequently because my skin just eats up the hydration that it gives. I could also see myself reaching for this on days maybe that I am just going for a walk or going to the beach. I want that glow on my skin, but I'm not going in with foundation or anything else. Like maybe it's just like a mascara and brow day, but I want a golden glow. This is something I could see myself reaching for. Really beautiful. Big fan of that. I did end up only picking up one foundation during the Sephora sale, and it was the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I have some thoughts. I like this foundation. I like the way that it feels on my skin. It feels very serum-like and very lightweight. However, while I don't think it's like too, like, you know how there's some foundations where it's like it's so dewy that it sinks in to your pores, makes you look a little bit aged and just extra textured. I don't feel like this is too dewy. It definitely has a healthy glow to it, but it still does make me feel like it ages me a little bit, and that I feel like it does settle into my pores. And just, I don't typically feel like I have really large pores, but there's times where I notice my pores, or I feel like my pores just make me look a little bit aged. This settles into some of the fine lines around my mouth, and it's just not the most flattering foundation. I still think it's pretty, and I will wear this. I'm not going to like declutter it by any means, but it's not a foundation that I will be repurchasing. I do want to try pairing this. I haven't yet paired it with a super smoothing primer yet, which I want to try, but it also is not the most long wearing foundation. I find this lasts a good like 7 hours and then it really does start to wear away. So in terms of foundations that I would think to like wear to work, this is not necessarily going to be it. And actually, a product that I picked up at Ulta that I haven't reviewed yet is this. So if I was choosing a foundation that I liked the best, it would be this one. It's the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Foundation. This is so good. L'Oreal knocked it out of the park with this. This gives such a beautiful light to medium coverage and still has a really beautiful healthy skin-like glow, but this has such good wear time to it. I was not a huge fan of the original, but I am a huge fan of this L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable. Like, cannot recommend this enough. This will be a repurchase for me. I have not been able to stop reaching for this. Like, there's days that I'm like, I need to use my Project Pan foundations, or I need to keep testing this. And I'm like, but I really just want to reach for my L'Oreal True Match. So highly recommend that one from L'Oreal. I did pick up quite a few blushes during the sale. I picked up 3. I picked up the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Cream Blush in the shade Bellini. This really beautiful kind of juicy orange shade. I've been really into like hot pinks and bright oranges, and I am a huge fan of this. This is very pigmented, so be leery of that if you don't like a super pigmented blush. I like to pick this up on a stippling brush and then tap it out onto my hands and then go onto my cheeks, and still sometimes it's very pigmented, but it gives the most beautiful sunburnt finish to the cheeks, which I personally love. Can you tell? Like, can you tell? This is not the blush that I have on today. I have on Strawberry Drip from Fenty, but if you are looking for a juicy, beautiful orange cream blush, this one from Danessa Myricks I'm so happy with. A blush that I'm not like super jazzed about, that I was so excited about, but then just didn't end up loving like I thought I was going to, and it kind of makes sense, is this one from RMS. This is in the shade French Rosé. It's their Redimension Hydra Powder Blush. This is a really shimmery blush, and I think that's the reason that I don't love it. I only like this if I have a pretty matte base on, but if I'm going in with like really glowy products or a more hydrating glowy foundation, this is not the blush I want to be reaching for. I do think it's a really beautiful blush shade. It just can make my cheeks look a little bit extra textured, or it can just there's something about like being too glowy in the wrong places, I feel like just makes me look aged, and I got that a couple times with this blush. So I have to be really careful with it. I do like a glowier complexion though, so if I have a super matte base or even just a matte base in general, this is something I can add for that glow, and I like it in those situations, but this is not something that I want to go purchase more shades in. And unless you like a really glowy blush, I would not recommend this one. And then a blush that I ended up loving, and I figured I would, is this one from Hourglass. It is the Ambient Lighting Blush in this shade Sublime Flush. This is the first product I purchased from Hourglass in a couple of years, and I forgot how much I love Hourglass powder products. They have the most beautiful healthy finish, just like a satin finish, and it's so pretty in my opinion. It's not totally matte, but it's not this super glowy finish, and it's just it's so pretty. This shade I absolutely love. It's kind of like this baby pink. When I purchased it, I thought it might be more of like a pinky coral, but it actually is more of a baby pink. I absolutely love it. So happy about this. Kind of makes me like interested in Hourglass's powder products again, but I'm trying to be strong and not purchase a ton. A product that I absolutely love, but I don't think is going to be for everyone, is this one from Westman Atelier. This is a limited edition shade in their Lit Up Highlight Stick formula. This is the shade Parla. First of all, love the gold packaging. It has the magnetic clasp to it, which I absolutely love. It's a luxury product. It's very expensive, and you don't get a lot of product. Like, let me roll this all the way up. That's how much product you get, which may look like a lot, but it really isn't compared to like other products. This has a really almost translucent base to it, and it really just ends up looking like a wet gloss to your skin, but that is so pretty, and that is just the look that I'm after oftentimes in the summer. Like, I love just a really bronzy base with just like a glossy glow to the cheeks. I think it's so pretty. But this formula, aside from this being pretty translucent, it's going to be pretty subtle, and it's just going to give this really beautiful gloss but not be like beaming. This formula is stickier and does not totally set down, which I just know is not everyone's cup of tea. So be leery of that. But if this sounds like a product that you would enjoy and you're like looking to treat yourself on a luxury product, I truly could not recommend this enough. Just a couple more products. I picked up this lime green eyeliner from Sephora, and it truly is just like a lime green eyeliner. I've had so much fun with this. I think that this is such a good creamy formula that truly does stay in my waterline. I'm really happy with this. I actually was going to pick up the House Labs version of this, but decided to go with the Sephora collection because it was less expensive, and I'm happy with this. I have a really large eyeliner collection, but I didn't have a lime green, and I do truly feel like this adds something, and I'm going to continue to have so much fun with this throughout the summer, even with just like a beautiful bronzy eyeshadow look, like popping like just a pop of lime green in the waterline. Love it. And I do feel like this formula from Sephora collection is really good. So if you are looking for like, eyeliners at a more affordable cost, check out the Sephora collection. I did only purchase one bronzer during the sale, which felt like a feat, that felt like a win in my books. I picked up the new one from Kosas. They reformulated and expanded their shade range, and this is the Sunshow bronzer. I have mine in the shade Beachy. So this is a glowier bronzer. It definitely is like a satin glow, like it's glowy, but it's not glittery. Like, there's not glitter particles in this, and I actually think if you like a glowier base, you could really enjoy this product. The one complaint that I have is I have to be really careful, especially like on my cheeks, not necessarily my forehead, but on my cheeks. I feel like this can get a little bit muddy. Like, I feel like I have issues with this blending or like just playing nicely with other products that maybe I'm layering with it, and it can end up looking a little bit muddy. So something to be a little bit leery of. But when I purchased this and then I started reading the reviews, and I was like, ugh, kind of wish I didn't buy that because I feel like I'm not going to love it based on the reviews, but I'm happy to have this in my collection. I don't have a ton of glowier bronzers, so I think for spring, summertime, this will truly add some value to my collection, and I'm happy to have that one. Now, if you do not like a glowy bronzer, I don't think you'll like that. This, to me, I have it up here, don't I, is like the powder version of the Tower 28 Bronzino. Glowy bronzer. You gotta like a glowy bronzer, or you're not gonna like this. And then I will wrap it up with the 3 lip products that I picked up. Up first, I have this one from Fresh. It's the Sugar Hydrating Lip Balm. I finished the lemon version earlier this year, which if you like lemon anything, highly recommend the lemon. It's so good. I love the Fresh Sugar Lip Balms, and while I don't always love a potted lip balm because of having to like rub your finger in it, whatever, this is so hydrating and such a good value. I fly through the like stick Fresh lip balms, but this actually does last me a good amount of time. I got the shade Watermelon because I thought this beautiful pink tint would be perfect for a purse balm for the summer, and I was not wrong. I love this. So happy to have it. I think this is only $19, so it's cheaper too than the stick versions, and truly, like, if you're looking for a hydrating balm, I just don't think you can go wrong with this one from Fresh. I did pick up another Lawless Forget the Filler. Y'all know how much I love this. It's such a good product. If you are looking for a juicy lip plumping gloss that is truly just gonna make your lips look juicy and plump, has a bit of a minty tingling sensation, but nothing painful, and it just is gonna smooth out your lips to make them just look healthy, plump, and glossy. So I picked up the shade Lavender Sorbet with the Lavender Collection, and huge fan. Think it's so pretty. Highly recommend the Lawless Forget the Fillers. And then the final product is this one from Tower 28. I did pick up their Juice Balm. It's been a long time since I've had a crayon-like product like this in my lip product collection, and I picked up the shade Squeeze, which is a really beautiful, kind of like juicy, I thought it was going to be more orange, but it kind of has this like red orange finish to it. It's really pretty. My one complaint is it's not something I feel like I could throw in my purse and just like pop on without a mirror, because it is more pigmented, but it does kind of stain the lips a little bit. So I do really like that aspect to it. Like, I feel like I could put this on, leave the house, and then I could just apply like a gloss throughout the day, but I'll still have a bit of a stain from this, which I really like. And this is less, and this is on the more affordable side for Sephora. I do appreciate Tower 28 prices. So if you have been eyeing a shade from this, I do find them to be hydrating and really comfortable on the lips. So huge fan of the Tower 28 Juice Balm. But after that, my little basket of products is empty. Those are all of the products that have recently come into my collection. Those are my thoughts, my reviews on all these products after testing them for the last 5 to 6 weeks. Would love to know if you have tried any of these products, what your thoughts are, what are your favorite products, what are you loving right now? Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thanks so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.